A lot of people want to know about the Doc, who is the other co-founder of our business. Most people would know him as the Doc. He's the one that he writes under the tagline, the Doc, on our blog. I still consider him my best friend. Well, in 2017, things were growing. The business was doing great. It was starting to be more intensive on the employee front. We're continuing to hire more people. I had left my pharmacist job. I was full-time with the business. John and I had several meetings. We were so busy that those meetings were few and far between. And his family, up to that point, I think he had 4 kids. I had a couple myself. And it was becoming pretty apparent that as with the growth of the business, there was a tremendous amount of stress and responsibility that came with the business, and it was starting to turn into much more than just how good you are as a person and how smart you are as a person, and more about how you are able to, your capabilities of leading a team. And it's a difference over the startup versus that mid-level of growth phase where it's getting to be a little bit different in terms of skill sets. And John and I had some discussions. Like, we didn't separate faith from the business, and there was some things that we were growing slightly apart on as it relates to the business and operation. And one of the things that it ultimately boiled down to was I received a phone call on a Friday night, and I had just stepped away from the computer for the day. I mean, since inception, it was always something that John and I agreed to, is to honor the Sabbath day. And what that meant was Friday night, sundown, we'd turn off the computers, spend time with our family, and take the day off work until Saturday at sundown. I think it's very important personally that everybody takes some time off each week, a true 24 hours each week, to refresh and restore their mind, body, and soul. And that's something that we've valued since basically day one. But this was a little bit different. And basically John felt like it was, we needed to make a decision as a company. And it was either we shut down the website at sundown on that Friday, or he was going to give me the business. And I had told him, I was like, John, you're not giving me the business, and I can't make this decision right now. But what I can commit to you right now, since I just stepped away from my computer, is that I'm going to spend the weekend in prayer and reading the Bible, and I'll come back to you on Sunday. So that's what I did. And when I woke up on Saturday morning, I'll never forget that in the daily devotional, the Bible that I read, it's got the verse of the day. And the verse of the day was one of the verses, the main verse he was referencing. But I had devoted the whole weekend to it. And by about Saturday at sundown, I had realized it was basically, it was his time. Like God was calling him to do different things. So I remember going to church on that Sunday, and then afternoon having that discussion. And for those of you who may not own a business or have never started a business, your business partner, for those people, is like your spouse. And I didn't want to do this business without John. He was the reason I got into precious metals. I had no desire to own 100% of the business. I guess it was his time, and we had a conversation. He was going to be a part of it. He just wouldn't be an owner. So he's still my best friend today. I still talk to him a couple times a month for sure. And there's times in the last 5 years since he stepped away that the things that we talk about are incredibly important for the business. And decisions that are made based on our conversations that are tremendously impactful in the value that they have. And when it comes with the new verse of the day for the Truth Series, or when it comes with a major business decision, I always get him on the line and talk to him about it. And he's doing great. For those who ask about the Doc, he's doing great. He has 5 kids. Still loves Bullion, still loves precious metals, still follows the news. Looking back, I understand, his position, and I understand that this was the right decision, and him and I both agree on that. it's been an amazing experience that I'm just incredibly thankful for the doc and meeting him in pharmacy school, and honestly sharing me the gospel, because I wasn't a born again Christian until him. So that's the story of the doc. I'm sure there's many more stories I could tell with the doc and I that we go way back, and but that's kind of what he's doing today, and spend time with his family, and he loves everything about SD Bullion, and is a big supporter.